Wednesday evening, and yet I am in front of the camera sharing with you again my day. I'm doing it each and every day, and that's a practice that I'm using. Works extremely well for me, where every day I'm trying to figure out one thing that I can share with one thing that I learned and one thing that I fixed. Oh, I missed it. Okay. So it's a best practice where I'm sharing each and every day one thing that I achieved, one thing that I learned, and one thing that I find out that I need to fix. And it takes some time to go through your day and to think through. Once you realize what they are, write it down. You don't have to do a video, you don't have to post it, just writing it down is enough to get the benefit out of this exercise. Looks easy, looks simple, but if you're trying to do it day after day for 10 days, you start to realize that it's not simple at all. Yet, stick to it and do it, and you see the benefit. That's the regular intro or pitching that I'm doing each and every day. And that's a nice intro into today's session. So let's start with achievement. For a long time I wanted, so the achievement is going to be extremely related to what I find out I need to fix. And they're all going in circle, or they're both dependent on each other. So I want to talk today about individualism as something that needs to be fixed. And I want to talk about a tech camp as something that I achieved. So the idea about a tech camp is to take a weekend with and to group people from all around the states of companies that willing to get into innovation a little bit more deeper. And the idea is pretty simple. You should create teams. The team should be cross companies. Once the team are formed, there is a list of approved materials that everyone can use in order over the weekend to create some device that we are going to agree, and this device should reach some goal that are predefined. Let's say if the device should be a model of a car, it should reach certain speed and certain distance, for example. And once everyone has the list of materials and the goal, they can start working together to plan how the solution will look like. Over the weekend, we are grouping all of them into a camp. Let's say any kind of national park. And in that place, they have 2 days to take their plans and to take the list of materials that we are going to provide them and to work together to create this particular idea that they have in mind. And by the end of the weekend, they need to run their creation. And the guy or the team that actually managed to reach, if it's a car model, the team that managed to reach the closest to the goal that can or exceed the goal the farthest that they can actually win. And it's a pretty simple idea, but what happened in reality is that you are meshing people together in 2 very condensed days that enable you to build stuff but also engage you in other activities which I'm not going to reveal because they are surprises, but you're going to be engaged. 2 extreme engaged days that dealing with creativity. The result is that people learn better how to work with other people. People learn better how to address creativity. People learn or find out that they have a lot of creativity within them that they never thought they would ever had. So that's the idea in a nutshell. It's not in a nutshell, that's the idea in details. And today I think that I found a partner, another company, to do such a thing for IT groups all over the state. So if you're interested, ping me. If you want to contribute, ping me. If you like the idea and you want to be part of it, ping me. But that's actually for today. A tech camp, 2 days, weekend, different companies to learn and increase creativity. What I learned today. So I'm talking a lot about emergent behavior and variant within companies, and I truly believe that. So I truly believe that companies. Forget about companies for a second. If you're a manager or a leader, or whatever you want to call it, if you're someone that cares about a company or a group of people, and you want to make it better, there are two things that you need to focus on. One is emergent behavior, emergent properties, and the second one is the variant of your group. So let's start with emergent properties. Emergent properties are competencies or skill set that a team might have, but individual within the team by themselves won't have. I think the most easy example is security. So you won't have security by yourself, but once you're with other people, you feel more secure. There are emergent properties that will be increased when you're in a team. So innovation is one of them. You can innovate all day long by yourself, but when you're with other team trying to innovate, other people trying to innovate, when you form a team, then the team innovation is much more higher than any individual innovation. So I think that you got it. So that's called emergent properties. And when you care about a group of people, when you want to make this group of people better, you need to always think what are the emergent properties that can be introduced or increased within the team, and you need to take care of them. So that's one thing, emergent properties. The second thing is variant. Okay, so variant is actually pretty simple. Variant is the number of state that the group have and the number of resources that the group have. And you always need to make sure that whatever the group is dealing with, the variant of the group is equal and better, larger than the variant that exists in the element that the group is trying to deal with. It's not so simple to understand it, but it's crucial. So what I learned today, that this concept of emergent properties and variant, although I think it's the basic of leadership or management or anything that got to do with putting people together, the name doesn't really matter. If you care about group of people and you want to move this group forward, this is the two main elements that you need to focus. And it really doesn't matter, small team, big team, huge team, this is what you need to focus on. If you want to focus on that, it's not going to help. I believe that way, so at least. So what I found out that a few people really knows it and understand it, and people are more focused on how such an individual is reacting or a talent issue or whatever, but in reality that's not really the case. Emergent behavior and variant of a team, that's what really matters, and few people actually knows about it. So you might know about it right now as well. So that's what I learned today. And last but not least, one thing that I found out that we need to fix today, and I think everything today is kind of interlinked, and that's individualism. So regretfully, the American culture is very focused on individualism, which was cool and great when the business world was linear and wasn't complex. There wasn't any surprises, there wasn't any unexpected behavior. Innovation was on a low burner, but today's everything is different. And when you need to deal with a lot of complexity or unexpected and a non-linear environment, when you're required to innovate all the time and to think outside of the box, guess what? Teamwork will always trump individualism. And what bothered me is that it's kind of not trivial in the States. And you can see how cultures in the Far East, which are much more into group and less about individualism, manage right now to take the lead in many areas because they have the right environment and the right culture to do it. While if we want understand it fast and we will change our individualism into way how to work together as a group, I don't know how to call it groupism, or really I don't know what is the name. If we won't do that, we will stay behind. Really bother me, and this is something that really needs to be fixed, because if we won't do it, we are going to give away everything that many people before us, many generations before us, worked extremely hard to achieve. So that is very philosophical today, but that's it, my day today. Again, one thing that I achieve, one thing that I learn, one thing that I find out that I need to fix, or we need to fix. And that's all. Tomorrow, Thursday, yes. And if everything will go by the plan, I'm going to share with you again my thoughts or what I learned, achieved, and fixed tomorrow. And up until then, enjoy your day, have fun, do good stuff, meditate. Bye.